Happy Tuesday. We got a full slate of games today. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven. Taco Tuesday, August 15th. We got more best bets for you. We got more research help. We got a full video. It's going to be a lot of fun. After that awful weekend we just had, going 3-2 yesterday felt like we just dominated. Seriously. We added two plays in the premium Discord, hit both of them. Both pitcher props that were not strikeouts. So I've been trying to look at more pitcher props and other bets because baseball's tough, guys. You got to find what works for you. You got to find what's a little bit easier. Nothing is easy in baseball, but 3-0 on pitcher props in the last 2 days in regards to hits allowed, outs recorded, those kind of bets. So that's a good sign, but doesn't mean it's easy, like I said. But we'll talk about all the bets. I got some frustrations, including that Astros offense, because the Rangers scored 12, the Braves scored 11, and the Astros scored freaking one run. Can you tell I'm mad? It's just ridiculous. But anyways, here we go. Movie Monday. Thank you guys for participating again. You guys are awesome. Seriously, the three best answers that I found at Andy Myers came up with two of them. How about this one from Remember the Titans? Strong side, left side. That's right. If you weren't crying during that scene, I don't know what to tell you. Uh, Not crying. Maybe that's a little harsh. But next one, longest yard. Can you teach me how to football? That's a good one too. And then the third one at Dante with a bunch of letters and numbers. I don't know. Waterboy. How many quotes does the Waterboy have? Seriously. Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl? That was a great one too. So, anyways, you guys have a lot of good answers. I just love talking movies, something a little different than bets all the time. But thank you guys again for participating. Now, before we get into what is in this video, we have a new segment also, just so you know. So stay tuned for that. Like and comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys. On our way to 6,000 subscribers by the time our 1 year anniversary of the channel hits, which is September 3rd. So thank you guys again, all the OGs, all the people that just joined. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. In this show, we got good hitter matchups, good pitcher strikeout matchups. We got, that's right, are you ready? The Bullpen Report. It is back. It's been too long. We are going to talk the top six and bottom six bullpens in the last 30 days in regards to ERA and Sierra. If you don't know what Sierra is, we will explain that when we get to that part. And then we finish it with the pitcher report before we go to the best bets. So, big show for you today. Let's get into it. It starts with that bets recap. All right, there it is. A 3-2 day. Let's start out with the most frustrating one, guys. Over 7.5 Astros Marlins. If you told me the Marlins scored 5 runs, I would think there's like a 95% chance this went over. It did not. The Astros scored freaking one. Bases loaded, one out, no runs. Later in the game, first and second, nobody out. Scored no runs. I just am baffled. It's baseball. I don't know what to tell you. Matt Olson over 1.5 bases. That was a nice winner. I thought he'd get a double or a home run or something, but instead two singles. But hey, a win's a win. Bobby Witt and Newt 1+ hit each. Witt got a hit in his first at bat, and Newt was not batting leadoff. He moved all the way down to 6 in the lineup, even though he's hitting the ball really well. I think it was a dumb decision. I don't care if there's a lefty or righty on the mound. It wasn't a good pitcher either way. Either way, Lars Newt was left on deck in the bottom of the eighth to get one more chance. He also walked, so really only had 3 chances. And he had a couple line drives, just did not get a hit, so it didn't work. And then these last two are the two I've been talking about with the pitcher props. JP Sears over 5.5 hits allowed for a half unit. I know he allowed at least 6. I stopped carrying after that, so I didn't go back and check. But he allowed over 5.5, which is kind of surprising considering his pitch count was high in the first inning and he walked 3 guys and gave up no hits. So I thought I was in trouble, but still got it done. Patrick Sandoval under 16.5 outs may have been my easiest win of the year. He didn't even make it through 3 innings. That's right, 2.2 innings against the Rangers. Got shelled. That was an easy winner. 3-2 day. Yes, we're down 0.18 units, which is pretty much even. If I would have just put a unit on those last two, like a smart person, we'd be up for the day. But either way, we're back on track. Let's keep it rolling. 208 and 205 on the season. Now, before we get into all the matchups and all that, a word from our sponsor. It's Thrive Fantasy. That's right, guys. We've talked about it before. If you are not using it, I don't know what you're doing. It's eligible in over 30 states. If you are a new user, 100% first deposit match all the way up to 250 bucks. You put in 250, they give you 250 and a free square. All you have to do is at least put in 25 to get a match. To get that, you got to use the promo code Jabbo or the link below. It's an incredible deal. The free square today, Lucas Giolito over a half a strikeout. You add that to another piece, make a 2-leg parlay, three leg, four leg, five leg. There it is, guys. All you have to do is add one more winner. So you put in 200 bucks, they match your 200 and give you half of the parlay already. It's only player props. And like I said, guys, use one of my player props I'm going to give you today. Whatever you want to do, something that you like, but there is some great opportunity here if you are in one of these states that it's eligible. Like I said, over 30 states. Use the promo code Jabo. Let me know when you do. I want to see if you guys are winning money or how it's going. So there it is, Thrive Fantasy, one of our partners. And now it's time for the good hitter matchups. All right, here we go. Let's talk some bats. Unlike yesterday, we have 15 good hitter matchups for you today. We got a lot to go over. Now, because we got 15, we got to go to the list. Hit it, Ryan. There it is, guys. So to start out, we got three White Sox players. That's pretty impressive for the White Sox, to be honest. Luis Robert is day to day, so be sure to check that. He may or may not play, but I did want to include him. And before I talk about anything else, let me know if you guys like this background and colors better, because I know the other one kind of sucked and it was harder to read. So we apologize for that. Hopefully, this is a little easier to read. But on this list, we have five Baltimore Orioles, guys. Five on the right side going up against Michael Waka Waka, who is making his first start since coming off the IL. Might be on a pitch count a little bit, but we can talk about more about that later. So, other than that, we got a Padre. We got Hunter Renfroe at the bottom, Dominic Smith for the Nationals. Not much. There's not anybody hitting, 4 or 5 bombs against anybody. Kind of a smaller sample size for most of these, but still, we got some good matchups. A couple Blue Jays against Zach Wheeler and things like that. So there it is. Take a screenshot. I hope this gets you just an absolute crap ton of winners. That's right. So those are the good hitter matchups for August 15th. And now it's time for the good pitcher strikeout matchups. All right, let's talk some arms. We have three good pitcher strikeout matchups for you, and it starts with Mr. Logan Allen versus the Reds. No relation to Tim Allen, by the way. Reds, ninth highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days at 25.1%. Allen, 88 Ks in 91.1 innings, and he has between 3 and 5 strikeouts in 6 of his last 7 starts. Does that help you? Again, no idea, but I just want to let you know. Next one, Jordan Montgomery, the lefty, versus the Angels. Angels' third highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days at 28.4%. Montgomery, 119 Ks in 133 innings, and he has between 4 and 6 Ks in 8 of his last 9 starts. The last one, Alex Faedo, I think that's how you pronounce it, versus the Twins. Twins have the second highest K percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 28.9%. Faedo, 35 Ks in 40.1 innings. He just faced the Twins in his last start, and he had 5 strikeouts. So those are the best pitcher strikeout matchups. Now let's go to the pen. All right, here we go, guys. It's been a while since we did this. These are the top 6 and bottom 6 ERAs with their Sierra next to it. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, you probably haven't seen this. We do it maybe once a month, once every few weeks, something like that. So, Sierra, as you can see on the bottom, skill interactive earn run average. You may have heard of it. It eliminates factors that the pitcher cannot control when a ball's hit and play and things like that. So, it helps predict ERAs moving forward for a bullpen. So I just wanted to point that out so you guys kind of know. Obviously, it's a full bullpen number. So, some games you have your better arm, some you have your worst, things like that. But the best 6 ERAs the last 30 days, how about those Mariners, baby? That's right. My Mariners, 2.58 ERA, 3.33 Sierra. Obviously, you're going to be due for a little negative regression when you have that low of an ERA, but still pretty solid. Dodgers, how about that? First half of the year, their bullpen was horrendous. Last 30 days, they have really picked it up. Sierra 4.23 though they are due for some negative regression to go back a little bit to what they were, but looks like they have improved. Then you got the Giants, Brewers, Blue Jays, and Orioles. Orioles have been pretty good all year. Blue Jays is kind of a surprise, but they've been pitching well. 3.23 ERA, 4.09 Sierra. They'll due for a little bit negative regression, and the Brewers have been pretty solid. So the bottom 6, I mean, it's kind of mostly your same teams that you've been seeing lately in regards to the Royals and the Nationals. Surprising that the Rockies are not here, but I'm pretty sure they were like 23rd or 24th in the league, so they were right there. But one of the biggest surprising things is the Guardians. How about that? 5.48 ERA in the last 30 days, but they are due for some positive regression soon, as you can see, with a 3.95 Sierra. And then D-backs, guys, they have fallen off. They've fallen off the planet Earth. Really, it's just been unbelievable. Offense, starting pitching, bullpen, everything has just gone downhill quickly since the All-Star break. 6.54 ERA, the worst ERA in baseball in the last 30 days for the bullpen. 4.42 Sierra, so they are due for some positive regression, which you should be when you have a 6.5 ERA. But and then the Angels. I mean, guys, they have been. I'm pretty sure they've been a bottom five, bottom six ERA for like the last 5 years. I mean, it has been bad. I may be exaggerating, but it just has not been pretty there in Los Angeles. So I hope this helps you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, it doesn't mean it's going to win you a bet one game to the next all the time, just because I think what's also important to know with this is what arms have already thrown the day before. Like if their two best arms have already thrown the last couple days, then you're going to get the worst arms the next day, things like that. If you really want to dive into bullpens, so there it is. That is the bullpen report, and now it's time for the pitcher report. All right, we have a full 15 game slate today, and these are the first 8 matchups. And if you haven't seen this before, you got it all. You got the ERA, expected ERA, WHIP, K percentage, and now the walk percentage. At the bottom is the starting pitcher average for each stat. Obviously, the record and innings don't matter at all. But the first one that jumps out, Luis Severino, one of the worst pitchers in baseball right now. I feel bad for him because I think injuries have just taken him down this year, but he is now going up against the red hot Atlanta Braves. And I mean red hot, I mean all season they've been red hot. So that could be a tough matchup for him. Other than that, how about Johnny Cueto? Old man Cueto for the Marlins. 5.33 ERA, but a 3.82 expected ERA. He's pitched well against the Astros a little bit in his career. Now the Astros are coming off scoring 1 run, so it's going to be hard to hold them down again. But also Graham Ashcraft at the top. He's been pitching a lot better than those numbers lately. Since he came back, he's not pitching like a 5 ERA guy. He's been pretty dang impressive. Other than that, Faedo, Ober, they faced each other before. Not a bad matchup. And then the Oakland A's are throwing a bullpen day, it looks like, with Tarnock on the mound. Tarnick, however you pronounce it, going up against Hudson of the Cardinals. The highest K guy here is Nick Pavetta with 29.6% in 97 innings. And then we got Zach Wheeler on the mound. Been a little hit and miss, but as you can see, 3.28 expected ERA. That is the lowest on this page right there. So, anyways, those are the first 8 matchups. Let's move over to page number 2. And we got Lucas Giolito on the mound. He's been hit and miss since he came over for the Angels, like a lot of guys that the Angels traded for. Going up against this red hot Texas Ranger lineup. Yeah, so that should be an interesting matchup there. Giolito does have a nice 25.1% K rate, a little below average on the walks. And then Tuki Toussaint, speaking of walks, if you're looking at walks props, I don't know if it's going to be out in time, but for at least this video, but Tuki Toussaint, 15.9% walk percentage. It has not been pretty, and the Cubs are pretty good at drawing walks. So, and then we got Emerson Hancock, my boy, the Seattle Mariner. We have been waiting for him to come up for a while now. He's only had one start, pitched pretty well. This will be his first road start, and what better than to go up against Jordan Lyles and the Royals? No, actually, the Royals have been hitting the ball a lot better lately. So, D-backs do not have a pitcher listed. San Francisco Giants do not have a pitcher listed. I'm also curious to see Michael Waka Waka of the Pirates. Like I said, it's his first game back from injury. I heard he might be on a pitch count, so be sure to check that out. In case you want to bet a lot of over bets or anything like that. As you saw in the good hitter matchups, there is some Oriole hitters that do hit him pretty well. So, and then at the bottom, the nightcap, Adrian Hauser's kind of been struggling lately against Bobby Miller, who seems to have turned it around a little bit. He's been decently solid. So, anyways, that's the pitcher report, guys. I could ramble all day, but I will not. So, those are the 15 matchups. Take screenshots, get some winners, and now it is finally time for the best bets. All right, before we talk bets, just want to let you know Michael Waka pitches for the Padres. Like the pitcher report said, I think I said the Pirates. So just want to let you know. But game number 1 takes us back out to the ATL. We got the Yankees at the Braves. Braves money line minus 205. Yankees money line plus 170 with a huge over under of 10.5 runs. I have 2 bets for you in this game. They are both player props. You can probably guess the first one. Here we go. We are running this crap back. Matt Olson over 1.5 bases at minus 110. Like I mentioned yesterday, leads the league in total bases in the last 15 days. He now has 2+ bases in 9 of his last 13 games. He can get it in one swing of the bat fairly easily. Yesterday, he got it for us with 2 singles. Hey, we'll take it any way we can. He faces Luis Severino. We all know how bad he has been. Like I said, I do feel bad for the guy, but this may be his last start. Maybe he has another one after this, but until he does, we got to cash some tickets, that's for sure. He has now given up, guys. Ready for this? 92 hits and 63.2 innings this year. I mean, it is just absolutely bonkers. Matt Olson, I had the same odds yesterday against a little bit better pitcher than Luis Severino. Why would I not run this back when he's just been absolutely dominating? So give me Matt Olson over 1.5 bases. Next one, I'm scared to do this. If you don't want to do it, I completely understand. It's two same players. Austin Riley over 1.5 bases at minus 115. So almost the exact same odds. Now, I mentioned to you Matt Olson leads the league in total bases the last 15 days. Guess who number two is? It's Austin freaking Riley. This Braves lineup is something else. He has two plus bases in six of his last seven games, and he's going up against Severino. I already mentioned it. Who Severino is. I mean, I think worst case scenario, only one of these two get it and we get a split. But honestly, guys, these two are crushing it. Let's just get two doubles or two bombs in the first inning, cash two tickets. That would be sweet. This is not a parlay. Just to let you know, these are two single bets. So Matt Olson over 1.5 bases, Austin Riley over 1.5 bases. Lock those two bets in and let's move on to game number two. Okay, we are heading out to Texas. We got the Angels at the Rangers in an AL West showdown. We got the Rangers money line at minus 175, Angels money line plus 145, over under of 8.5 runs. No player prop in this one. I have the Rangers team total over 4.5 runs as my best bet at minus 120. Now, Lucas Giolito is on the mound for the Angels. He's been hit and miss since he came over from the good old White Sox team, but he can have some blow up games. I mean, let's look at these two right here. 9 earned runs to the Braves. Okay, it's the Braves, but still nine is a lot. And 8 earned runs to the Mets in July. That's not pretty. So, like I said, hit and miss. He doesn't have too many games where he absolutely dominates. The problem he has is his command. One of his problems. He has walked three plus batters in five of his last six starts. He kind of just struggles to keep the ball out of the air, to be honest with you. He only has a 35.5% ground ball rate, which is in the 14th percentile. You do not want that when you face the Rangers team. He had a streak one time this year where he gave up one or more home runs in 10 of 11 games. That's right. He has given up a total of 25 home runs this year against this Rangers offense. That is not going to be pretty, especially at home. But Rangers, eighth highest walk percentage. Yes, I'm bringing up the walk percentage. They walk 10.1% of the time versus righties in the last 30 days. Why is that important? Well, because Lucas Giolito has been known to walk some batters, like I just mentioned, three plus batters in five of the last six games. Rangers offense, fifth best offense in the league versus righties last 30 days, top three in the over the course of the season. But they have the fifth best WRC plus, OPS, slugging percentage, batting average versus righties. So, I mean, we all know this team can and hit some more, and they can score in bunches too. They are in Texas. Why does that matter? The Texas Rangers score the most runs in the entire major leagues at home, more than the Braves, more than anybody else out there. They score 6.2 runs per game when they are in Texas. All we need is five, guys. Just give me five. Lucas Giolito only wants to give up 3 runs in 5 innings. Guess what? We already saw it on the bullpen report. We already knew it anyways. The Angels bullpen is absolutely horrendous. The Rangers will have chances. Now, I'm expecting them to only have 8 at bats because they should be ahead. Jordan Montgomery's on the mound. I expect the Rangers to win, but in 8 at bats, I think they can easily get 5 runs. They just scored like 12 last or yesterday. So give me the Rangers team total over 4.5 runs as my second best bet. Now let's move on to that hitter parlay. All right, we have a three-leg hitter parlay. We are due to hit one of these again. We were on fire, and then we hit a little bit of a cold streak, but here we go. I like it today. Julio Rodriguez, Riley Green, Freddie Freeman, one plus hit each at plus 130 on FanDuel. Hey, a Mariner player. I haven't talked about the Mariners a lot. I like to stay away from the team I root for. But here we go. Julio Rodriguez, one plus hit. Guys, he is on an absolute tear, playing like the superstar that he is supposed to be after a rough first half of the season for him. A little bit of a sophomore slump, still young, but in his last 21 games, he has one plus hit in 18 of those. How about two plus hits in six of his last 9 games? If you just want to go over 1.5 hits for him, you could. He is playing against Jordan Lyles. Oh, you know I like Jordan Lyles, guys. Jordan Lyles has been a little better. He's turned in from the OG, the huge Christmas tree getting lit up all the time, to now more of a medium sized, in your house kind of Christmas tree. 28 hits in his last 23.2 innings. And behind him is what? The absolutely horrendous Royals bullpen. Yes, I've called the Angels horrendous bullpen and now the Royals horrendous bullpen. As you just saw yesterday when they completely blew the game against the Mariners, until the Mariners bullpen decided to blow it right back on the bottom of the ninth. So freaking pissed. Anyways, Next one, Riley Green, 1+ hit. He is hitting 423 in his last 7 days, 307 on the season. This guy has gone under the radar and he has played extremely well this year. 1+ hit in 13 of his last 15 games, 2+ hits in 4 of his last 7 games, and he is facing Bailey Obear. Guys, I don't know if you know this. He's been pitching well this year until recently. He's been getting absolutely shelled. Like, I mean, shelled. 28 hits in his last 14 innings. That's over 3 starts. Now, 28 hits in 14 innings. Carry the one. Yeah, that's 2 hits per inning, guys. That's not good. Hash brown math. Those 3 games also against the Tigers, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Kansas City Royals. Honestly, the best offense out of those 3 is probably the Royals lately, but I mean, it just hasn't been pretty, guys. I love Riley Green to get 1+ hit. And then we end it with the man, the myth, the legend, Freddie Freeman, MVP candidate to get 1+ hit. Now, I know he has gone hitless in the last 2 games. I know he's burned a couple people. He cannot go hitless in 3 games straight. Knock on wood. 436 average in the last 15 days. A 346 average in the last 7 days. Even though he went hitless in the 2 straight, like I mentioned, he had 1+ hit in 18 of 20 games before that. I mean, pretty freaking impressive. Hitting 339 this year, just dominating. He's going up against Adrian Hauser of the Brewers, who is giving up 10.5 hits per 9 innings in the 13th percentile of starting pitchers. Whoo, baby. That was a fun one to talk about. So there we go. Julio, Riley Green, Freddie Freeman, 1+ hit each at plus 130 is my final bet. I may add some more bets later today. Maybe some pitcher props when they come out with outs recorded, hits allowed, things like that, but we'll see. So that's it. Let's go to that bets recap page. There it is, guys. Lots of player props. As you can tell, I'm kind of turning the corner to some more player props after it's been a little bit of a cold streak with some money lines and other things like that. So Matt Olson over 1.5 bases. Austin Riley over 1.5 bases. I swear, if Severino absolutely dominates the Braves, I will be livid. Or he can, as long as these two get 2+ bases. But then we got Rangers team total over 4.5 runs against Giolito and the Angels at minus 120. And then Julio Rodriguez, Riley Green, Freddie Freeman, 1+ hit each at plus 130 on FanDuel. We did it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Leave some comments below with your best bets. Also, it is almost freaking football season. Our NFC preview predictions, future bets, fantasy breakout players. Click on this link right here. The video is out. Go check it out. We are going to have our AFC preview and all that video later this weekend. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be here every single week for the NFL, giving you best bets, then giving you player props later in the week. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you later.